What's going on, you guys? Welcome on back to the channel. Now, this right here was the episode of My Hero Academia that I was most looking forward to seeing because I already knew that the first few episodes of the season were going to be knocked out of the park because those were the episodes that I felt were kind of the easiest to adapt and to make a lot better than they were in the manga. But this episode right here had the arduous task of making the All for One flashback actually good. Because the All for One flashback in the manga was not a fun read, to me at least, because at this point in the story, I started to not like All for One literally at all. He felt way too all consuming within the narrative, and I honestly just wanted to be done with All for One at this point. So I didn't really give his flashback like the attention that it really deserved back then, so I didn't really care about it. But here in the anime, man, they really made a concentrated effort to make it one of the standout points of the episode because I know for a fact everybody's going to be talking about the Bakugo stuff, and rightfully so. I'll be talking about it too within this video, but I also really want to focus in on the flashback because the flashback had a lot of good stuff in it. So the first thing that I like about this flashback is that All for One, it's made a lot more clear. All for One is somebody that wants the attention solely focused on him. He thinks everything in the world exists to serve him and to serve essentially his desires. That's why when him and his brother are both born, he essentially devours their mother because he views her as something that is just a vessel for him. That that was pretty much all he saw his mom for, and he took her quirk as well. So he took her quirk, and ever since then, All for One just goes on a rampage since he was a child. Like he's never not been a monster. He has been a monster since birth. There is no redeeming him at all. All for One has just been a monster since the beginning. There was no way to course correct him, no way to seek an intervention. No, he was just straight up a monster from the birth. And honestly, I like that. I like that a lot. I like it when a villain is just so irredeemable that there is nothing that you can do within the narrative to make him good at all. He's just a monster. And my favorite thing about it is when Yoichi is trying to bond with his brother, right? By showing him the comic books that he's reading. He's trying to bond with his brother on some sort of emotional level. But All for One takes what Yoichi was trying to teach him and uses it to fulfill his selfish desires and uses it to go kill the golden baby that was foreshadowed all the way from the beginning, who essentially had the first quirk. He went to India where that kid was and took it, and he took that quirk from him, and he then pretty much distorts everything that Yoichi was trying to teach him about the comic book and uses it to create his essentially All for One personality. And that's how he fully transforms into his evil origin. And I love that so much. It's so good what they did with him. And I also like that Yoichi didn't have a name until like in his 20s. Now a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people think that's weird, but what I like about it is it shows that All for One didn't really care about Yoichi at all until he thought that Yoichi could serve a purpose to him. That's when he decided to give him a name. That's when he decided that he mattered because Yoichi would be able to do something for him. He wanted him to fall in line with him, and that's why he gave him a quirk so that he could essentially make him fall in line. That's why he becomes so obsessed with him throughout the rest of the story. And that's what makes this story, this flashback, even better, man. The anime just knocks it out of the park, man. I love it so much. Like everything with Kudo, everything with all the past One for All users, and I especially like how you can see throughout the flashback, All for One doesn't care about his brother. All he cares about is the power that his brother has. I don't want anybody to like be but you like messed up by it. What All for One wants is not his brother. He doesn't want his brother's like familial love or anything like that. He straight up just wants his power. That's why he's so obsessed with trying to get his brother, because he thinks that his brother and the power belongs to him. Like I said, he thinks everything belongs to him. That's why he's so obsessed with getting to his brother throughout the entire narrative. And that's why One for All is the way that it is. It's used to essentially get away from All for One, and to stockpile and to hopefully get strong enough to beat him. And I love that. That's such a good like change to the flashback, because it really helps like nail that in. And I love that more for it. Man, I could talk about honestly the All for One flashback for hours. Like the All for One flashback, like I said, they did so much work to make this more compelling than it was in the manga. It even looks good. Like the color palettes that they used for this episode, you can tell that things they changed things specifically for the flashback. It looked just incredible. And hopefully they do more stuff like this within the final season, because even though like it was primarily a flashback episode, I was engrossed the entire time. That's how good they truly made this episode, man. That's how good it was. But moving on from the All for One flashback, let's focus back in on Bakugo. What I love too with Bakugo segment, I like how they were able to draw parallels to him and Kudo a lot better than they did in the manga. Because All for One can't seem to shake this feeling that he's seen Bakugo before. And if you notice, they flashed back to everything at Kamino because he didn't really sense anything back then. What I think this was, though, is them trying to harken back to Two Heroes, because Bakugo didn't really have that essence until or until Izuku transferred One for All to him. I think deep down, some little embers of One for All are lingering within Bakugo. Not like he has One for All or anything, but because he had One for All at some point, that kind of essence is still there. So that's why All for One was able to sense Kudo every time that they attacked. Like a lot of people like to just chalk it up to they look similar. I think that since Bakugo had One for All at one point, the essence is there, and so Kudo's imprint is still there, and that's honestly really cool when you really think about it like that. I like that a lot. And dude, the animation for Bakugo this episode, they went all out. Like they straight up went all out. I said a couple of videos ago that for this season in particular, they are going to go all in on Bakugo. And I think I was correct. I think I was right, because these past two episodes are some of the best treatment that Bakugo has ever gotten in the anime. The animators, you can tell they were having so much fun animating Bakugo segments. And the main thing that I liked the most was how Bakugo's final attack on All for One is a direct parallel to All Might's final attack on All for One, his United States of Smash. Whoever was in like Bones's animation department that greenlit that and made that go forward, you deserve a raise. That was incredible. I loved that so much. I love these direct parallels that the anime does sometimes. It's so good. Like this is the visual stuff that you want to see. Like I don't get me wrong, I love strong animation, but I love strong animation that also tells a story. And what I love about this is it shows just how much Bakugo admires All Might. Like his final attack is essentially like inspired by All Might. He wanted to make sure that he stood up while he was doing All Might's signature pose. It was just such a good episode, man. I loved it so much. Honestly, this might be my favorite episode out of the bunch, just because to me it was the one that had the most stacked against it. But they knocked it out of the park, and I can't wait to see what they do next with Izuku, man. It's gonna be so good. But I think that's gonna do it for me. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. How did you guys feel about the episode? Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Bye.